guys, welcome to the 5 Hour Podcast. Today,
You butchered it so badly, but not gonna restart.
hello guys, welcome to the 5 Hour Podcast. Today, I will be joined by Mayo, Duke, Dragon God, Kaio, and myself.
Yeah.
So,
How can you be joined by yourself? This ain't that song, You, Me, Myself, and I. Like, come on.
me, myself, and I, and you.
Shut up, that was a bad idea on my part. Anyway, are y'all Grease Monkeys ready to do stuff?
Heck yeah.
I love Grease Monkey.
No.
That's my favorite TV show.
Okay, then. Anyway, before we actually start, this time we're gonna actually be answering. I just want to point out this time we'll be actually be answering some questions that I have gathered from other sources. So we'll be answering those while trying to keep things at least a little bit enjoyable. Yeah. So let's just carry on.
Alright, here are the papers.
Yeah, Duke has the papers. He has the papers. We have the documents. Anyway.
I can't read chicken scratch, dude.
Oh my god,
I-
no! Editing!
I can't read this. What is this chicken scratch?
You know what? Hang on. I can translate chicken scratch, and I have the docs, so don't worry. So I can translate it.
Wait, I'm.
So I mean, I guess we can start things off. With like just a general question. All right, you guys. Like again, so this question, this is actually meant towards just I guess I'll read out the questions and then we can answer them as opposed. But here's how we're gonna do it. So the first question is geared mainly towards Mr. Butter over here. So Josh.
Who are you be electing for the 2020?
Okay, so the question is, how did you meet Duke and Kaio?
Alright, how did
He met me in the front porch of the gas station. I said, "Hey man, you want a beer?" And he said, "Yeah." And then we just saw some big dude walking out like, "Yo, wait, hey man, what's your name?" He said,
"Oh, never mind."
He said, "Diego," and I just said like, "Hey man, you want a beer? It's on me."
Okay, thanks
said,
Discord.
"Yeah."
Thank you. You're being a real help. Give me 1 minute.
Alright, well, he's gone. I guess I'll answer the question. Oh, he's back. Anyways, yeah, he may be in and out a little bit. His Discord's being super weird right now. Anyways, so basically how I met Duke was during school. I don't fully recollect, but me and him, we just kind of met one day and just started hanging out. It was just random.
Okay, I always found out about your channel through Ruben.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I found out
and,
about your
yeah,
channel. You.
And how I met Kaio was in my I believe it was.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, hello. I just.
Like, could you hear me? Could you hear me do anything or that or no?
No.
Yes. No, we couldn't even hear you.
Okay, good, because I was saying some bad things while I was trying to reconnect. Anyway.
How
I
did we
bet
meet,
you were
Kyle?
saying the N-word like you always do at school.
Hey, Kyle, how
Okay,
did we
that's
meet?
false. Okay, I actually remember this vividly. It was 5th period last year, at the beginning of the school year. And I remember I was just drawing, this was before I had an official art style. I was looking up images of sands to draw. I kid you not. And I was drawing on the back of my paper, and you saw it, and you're like, "Hey, dude, that's pretty good." And I accepted the compliment, and then we just started talking, and eventually we realized, hey,
You play Minecraft?
actually no, that's not what we got to.
Nah.
More like we found out we had a bit common, so we decided to talk to each other a bit more after that, and we just hit it off from there. And now, a year later, actually no, almost 2 years later, I'm regretting my decisions on that day. So yeah, just a warning to those of you who meet Josh.
their decisions.
Just a warning to those of you who meet Josh. Once you meet him, they don't run as fast as you can away in the opposite direction. All right, because once you start, there ain't no going back.
That could be good
Just
or
kidding.
bad. That's both. I'm.
It goes both ways, but
Yeah, that can go both ways. Most definitely.
yeah, but dude, I'm kidding, dude. You're good.
When Josh first met me, I was fat, but then now I'm not fat.
Question. Wait, how's that work? What?
It's called losing weight, Josh.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm somehow still the same exact weight, but I just gained a pound of muscle, and that's
Muscle?
it.
Are you sure it's muscle?
Hey man,
sure
there's
it's
no need for
fat.
bullying in the podcast.
Okay, maybe a teeny weeny bit of bullying.
I don't want to flex or anything, but I can squat bow, and I'm just kidding.
You can squat bow?
What sports do you
Bro,
play,
I can
Duke? Actually.
soccer, and I did attempt to do baseball, but
Yeah, look what that ended
look what
up.
that happened. Yeah, look what that happened.
Cast. Oh,
Like,
by
that
the way,
was just like,
this
Are
is
you
I do know. I
Okay.
kind
by the way,
of
for
do
being
know
quiet
the
here, I'm just
basic rules of
trying.
baseball, but the thing is, my dumb didn't really do
oh,
much.
editing.
By the way, this is the first time Mayo is in any of my videos actually. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe introduce.
Hi, Ramona. Sorry.
It's
gonna
your
have
friend.
Of course. Wait. just shout out a random name.
This is the
at
first
it.
time Josh's
That's
girlfriend
not
will
her.
be in a video.
Okay.
I'm not.
No.
No.
Dude.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No.
No.
Don't give Ramona any ideas, please.
Yeah.
Whoa there.
Uh-uh.
Kyle, why did you say that in a weird way?
Yes,
Please
Kyle.
stop.
Yes.
I mean, after
Yeah.
all,
Nice.
they're both
Okay.
younger than us.
What do you mean, dude?
What do you mean? I'm gonna drive a car soon.
Yeah, and like, are you sure? You're probably not even gonna be able to reach the pedals.
Wow. Look,
And
man,
despite-
I'll
Drive
have,
gold
my
brown.
legs is the same height as Jonathan's. I'm kidding.
You
Dude,
wish.
uh,
He's like.
yeah, you wish, dude.
Oh, for viewers out there, he's like 6'2", I think, right now.
Yeah, Jonathan's like 6 foot. He's like Jonathan's 6 foot.
Yeah, he's 6
Yeah,
foot. at
and I
least.
went next to him. I just realized that the height of my legs are almost the same.
Actually.
Probably not, but oh yeah. How
Oh,
long guys
man,
legs?
I
dude?
love the audio cutting out for me.
Oh, really? It's cutting out for you?
Yeah. Discord just hates me today.
I feel really bad for you right now.
Yeah, I do. Like, but yeah. Anyway, like, sure, like.
Next question,
Also,
please.
No, we're not done here. But like, I want to point out, like, Josh may be a month older, but he doesn't act like it. Like, seriously, he acts like he's 2 years younger than he's supposed to be.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm a year older than you guys, but I don't act like it.
Better not
If
disagree with
anything,
that.
like, I'm
It's
not
the
trying to flex
truth.
or anything, but I think I act the most mature.
You know what,
I
guys?
agree.
I don't want to flex or anything, but I'm more mature than you noobs.
On
See,
this
now,
subject,
like, now that it's been said out loud, now it just seems like a bad move, dude.
well, on the subject of Kaio, I don't
What?
really fully know the story on why you left YouTube.
Oh yeah, that. Are you sure you want me to share the story? Because it does have to do a lot with you, you know.
I feel like they should know the truth.
See, I told you, blame Josh.
Okay, so
I'm really okay with it.
for the people who actually, like, for the 2 people who care about, like, us and decide to watch these videos, I used to have a channel. Like, I used to have a channel, and I used to upload mainly, I kid you not, like, Sonic and Phoenix HD content. You know what Sonic is, but Phoenix HD is just
You
basically a
played
mobile
Mortal
game.
Kombat 2 times,
Yeah, I played Mortal Kombat twice, but and it was all mobile. And again,
and
like,
no TF2 videos like you
Oh, yeah.
promised.
oh yeah, because I didn't have the software. But I played a
Oh,
lot
yes.
of Phoenix. Shut up! I played a lot of Phoenix HD, which I
Windows
still
G.
play to this day. Anyway, so back on
Windows G.
topic. Shut up! Let me answer the question. So back on topic. During the time of, like, last year, like, I just stopped uploading because, like, I honestly just got lazy. And then when I met Josh and we, started becoming more like friends, I told him he told me he had a channel. And I told him that I had one too, but I rarely upload. He kept, like, saying, "Hey, you should upload," and like, you should upload. And, like, I remember every day well, not every day, but a lot of the time, he'd come to me and say, "Hey, dude, you should upload. Hey, dude, you should upload. Hey, it'd be cool if
That
you
must
upload on
be
your channel."
really annoying.
Yeah, it was, and
Annoying.
and like when I did upload, like, It didn't. I didn't even put
He
much
hated
effort.
it.
Yeah, because like no, he didn't hate it. More like I hated it because like I wasn't putting I wasn't really putting any effort into my videos at all to begin with, and like the fact that like you're just telling me to upload constantly, like it just felt more like a chore, and like I didn't enjoy it.
Can
So
I
like
kind
what?
of elaborate on that on my side? Uh, back
You should
then,
upload more. You should upload more. Except the guy who says to upload more doesn't upload at all.
back then I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever told you this, but back then I kind of felt like I was the only one uploading on channels and stuff like that. So like, I was always trying to get other people into it for some reason, and yeah, it was just something. It's kind of like a phase, I guess you could say.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. But back on the story, like it just I eventually just like said, you know what, screw it. Like I don't want to upload anymore. Like I don't find it fun anymore. So I just came to Josh and said, hey, I'm gonna stop uploading, and I told him exactly why. And well, first of all, you were understanding of my decision. Like you actually understood it, and I'm still surprised about that. Not gonna lie, I'm sorry, dude, but I'm still surprised about that. But
Yeah, I admit I can be persistent a lot of times when it comes to stuff like this.
and I won't deny, like your persistency has helped me out a lot, like in actual problems. But some cases it doesn't help.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah, like I guess you could say I got burnt out.
You mean
Like,
those cases it doesn't help?
okay, that's just. I guess that's like rubbing salt into the wound at this point. But anyway, again, some of the story is I guess you could say I got burnt out and I don't upload anymore, and I probably never will. Or who knows? Like I do upload like music videos, I guess, like me trying to play songs on my cello, but yeah, it's mainly just when Discord like doesn't want me to send raw links, so I have to post it on my channel and send a link to that.
Hmm.
That's why I post those videos on my channel, just so I can have a way to post them on other sites.
Check them out. Check them out.
Yes,
Give the like button.
Discord.
What?
The place that bans people for hitting furries, but
Oh yeah.
that also allows pedophiles to come back to Discord.
Should we talk about that? Like, are we allowed to talk about that now?
No.
I don't.
Furries are
I don't
amazing.
think. I don't think we're allowed to.
Furries are a
by
thing.
Discord, but I mean we could. This is kind of.
It's not
yeah,
like
but-
Discord's gonna be watching your videos, Josh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So yeah, maybe go through and edit that out.
It's fine.
Just don't try to
Doesn't
burn
really
them
matter.
too.
All right.
God, I just really hate furries. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so
I mean,
real
I
talk.
will spam our feed with furries.
Alright.
Don't make me.
Johnny's no.
Johnny, don't do it.
Johnny,
I've seen it out before.
Like they're gonna see it anyways.
Anyway, like real talk, like I have nothing against furries and all.
Yeah.
It's just like any other fandom. It's like not everyone's inherently bad. It's just that once you see that bad side, like again, just a very loud minority. Like take Undertale for an
Oh,
example.
please don't tell me you're talking about that side.
Well, okay, let me take Undertale for example. Though I'll admit
Enemy community.
that couldn't be any more true. But like again, let me back on topic. Let me like take an example. Undertale. Now I love Undertale as a game and whatnot, but like, and I don't mind the fandom, but that minority. Oh man, that minority is terrible.
Just like
Oh my
BTS
God.
fans, a lot of them get
like
Uh-uh.
almost every fandom in existence. There's always that bad, loud minority.
Mm,
You know, just some
Okay,
have
yeah.
it worse than
God, I
others.
hate minorities.
Like-
That's
No.
right.
Stop.
like BTS, like a lot of that's mainly like in a like I guess fetish community.
I mean, that's
Stop.
one way to put it. That's one way to put it.
Whoa.
There's also just people being toxic.
like
Get
yeah,
some help.
like
Toxicity, fetishes, and whatnot. Like we try and stay clear of that on this channel.
Yeah.
This is
No,
a
you
Christian. This is a Christian Minecraft channel.
This weird girl slapped me. She slapped me because I said I don't like BTS.
Okay, that's just being a douche.
Can slap her back, dude. You're like freaking bigger than her.
No, she was taller than me. And
Dang.
she was a thick girl.
Just tackle her, dude.
Bruh.
If she's a stick, then just tackle her.
No, I said she's
But let me tell you, like, there's, I mean, she may be thick, but there's no one thicker than King K. Rool.
Oh lord.
Yeah, dude.
Actually, okay, so that actually leads, like, if we want to, we can wrap it up at that and go on to move to the next question.
Next
Uh,
question.
yeah, the next question being,
Oh, are you kidding me? Like this keeps.
anyway, so,
Yes, I'm kidding you.
the next question was, out of all of you, who's better at Smash and who's better at PvP? Like Minecraft.
Me.
A PvP, it'd be Duke.
Yeah, and when it comes to Smash,
Whoa.
I'd say like me and Duke are generally like well balanced. Like me and Duke,
Totally Mayo.
when it comes when it comes to Smash, like me and Duke are probably like the best out of the five of us here. And like me and Duke, we're balanced. Like I can.
I ate you with my cast.
Who said I was trying in that? Like again, like you told me not to shield. Like you know how hard it is to fight instinct and try not to shield. Like I keep focusing on like every
It's kind of easy for me to just to not shield.
You have the shit because you have to cast. But
No.
Dragon's
No.
kind of here, just in the background, just listening.
Yeah.
No, I'm speed running. I'm fasting. Drawing I do.
Yeah, back on
Recording
topic,
while
like-
recording.
trying to not shield, like
I'm
trying to
recording
fight
my
instinct,
drawings.
trying to fight instinct, dude. Like that's hard. Like that was my downfall.
It's kind of easy for me. So it's
Oh,
like saying, all right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to act like a noob. And I'm like, okay.
But seriously, like if it was like normal circumstances, it'd be much more balanced because I wouldn't have to keep thinking about that, and I would probably go with my actual main. Because like you used your main, I didn't use mine.
Oh,
Yeah, he used Little Mac and I used Ridley.
wait, who?
A little bit.
I just use Mac just for the fun of it, and I just play for fun.
Yeah.
Wait,
So what you're saying is that you're casual.
Shut up!
wait.
I can go tryhard if I want. I can pick Fox.
Okay, save it for Minecraft
Okay, well,
PvP.
so-
Anyway,
Wait, Kyle, who is
What?
your main then?
Inkling, dude.
Oh,
Inkling
Look at
main, dude.
okay, scroll up
I'm
to like
so
the-
glad that
go to the
Kyle
picture.
isn't an Isabel main, because I went against one.
Alright,
They're
go up to the
kind of
picture I
annoying.
posted.
Duke.
Like scroll
They're
to
the
the
best.
posted.
Fine.
You can see my main is Inkling. Like
Hold on,
yeah, I know.
Before
But
we
like,
continue with this,
I'm gonna be back.
Duke, can you refrain from the cussing? I mean, dead
What?
serious.
Yes, I'm gonna be back, people. I'm gonna be back.
You said the
Alright,
F word.
8
You
p.m.
literally just
or
said the F
something.
word.
Yeah,
we'll see you in a minute, dude.
I might be
I
back
did?
for the break.
You literally just said the F word.
When?
Just edit this entire conversation out.
Just
Yeah.
exit the whole thing out.
Honestly.
Like you know.
Wait,
like,
what? I said the F word?
Like
Yeah,
just
you
Yes.
did.
so like bleep out when you said the F word and then just like delete the conversation we're having now.
It's fine, like I said. I just don't.
Alright, whatever. So back to the PvP part.
Yeah, like hands down, Duke's the best. Like when it comes to Minecraft and whatnot, like I'm mainly a builder.
I'm both,
I would
but
like to-
mainly on the PvP side.
Yeah, I would like to get better at the PvP side, and I think.
And you don't like building, like you leave your building to me.
Yeah, I don't like building, but I do love redstone. To be honest.
I feel
I
like
use
there
my
should be
brain
talk-
sometimes. It's like I strategize, like what I should do. It's
Actually, so,
I'm
Mayo,
being
where
I'm
do
being
you
chased.
stand? Where do you stand, Mayo, in this? Like,
Terrible.
He's a Roblox god now. I'm just
Bottom.
kidding.
oh, Roblox god,
Yes,
Roblox.
I'm
Don't you
a
mean a Roblox
G,
goddess?
okay?
a Roblox
Trying
god.
kids, I'm a G. Not at Minecraft. though.
I will Roblox default dance when you die.
Oh my lord.
God no, leave.
Roblox default dance. Okay.
Alright, out of all of us, who's the most weeb?
Oh wow. Okay, so.
God.
Yeah.
What?
Dude.
Alright, next question,
Wait.
because no one
Oh,
likes PvP.
Next question already? All right. Next question. Let's go with more of a like a question that we can answer.
Political side, no. I'm just kidding.
Gosh, again, this is a
What do you spend on the Democratic Party?
Okay. So, anyway, the question is again once again geared towards Josh. What games do you plan on recording, and what games do you play and enjoy besides Minecraft?
Gears mod.
Alright, hold on, I'm gonna open up my
I can tell
Windows
because this
bar
kid
right
has
here.
like
So I gotta look at the games I have.
Oh,
Not kidding. This kid has like 1,000 hours on like Minecraft.
I mean, I know
Not
I can answer. I can partly answer the question. Like, I know you want to get like play at least record a little bit of TF2,
Yeah, I want to record TF2, but
like TF2 and Gmod.
TF2,
do it.
yeah, TF2 Gmod I want to record, but I can't record because my computer isn't strong enough. But I would,
So I probably destroy you.
yeah, but I would like to record Xbox 360 gameplay that I have my own Xbox 360 like just down below my feet. I can always record gameplay on like that.
I
and
mean,
do voice
after all, you did just buy a capture card.
that someone is
Or-
borrowing right now.
Oh yeah, Mr. Boomer Gamer. I know you're watching this. I know you're watching this, Boomer.
I know you're watching this, Boomer.
Like I
You know,
can
watching
see
this, you
I can
freaking
see
only
through your
plays
phone. I
wannabe.
can
You see, they only play stuff every time in
Yeah.
science class. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
like,
kill myself the next
Boomer,
time you do.
Boomer, I can see you through your phone right now. I know you're watching this on your phone right now. I can see you doing that.
With your freaking cool pad.
Cool pad. Greatest phone name ever. Just
Look
cool
at
pad.
me. I'm Boomer Gaming. I can destroy everyone in the group chat.
I mean, he can't do it to me because, like, if we're talking Smash, then like I can give him a run for his money.
No, a fist
Yeah.
fight.
Oh, a fist fight, yeah, he definitely wins.
He would win
He
against all
wins.
of us.
But if it was kicks, if we were doing like leg fights and like with a kicks, I would win
That's
that
weird
fight
though.
because I don't.
John-
Look,
Who
okay,
does a leg fight? They're just like, let's have a leg fight,
The last
guys.
time I've seen,
Okay, like,
I've
I guess
I've
it's
seen
kinda weird.
Boomer like with the legs when like during sack camp, and then he was the strongest one.
Well,
well,
okay,
let me tell you something.
it depends
Let me tell
if
you
it's
something.
if it's like slapbox, like that kind of stuff.
Ooh,
or
I would win
boxing,
that.
Yeah, I wouldn't win that 100%. But like, if
I
it
would
was-
win that because I slap
I wouldn't
hard.
win anything.
If it was like a full on fight, I don't know because
You know, you'd lose against Boomer. But hopefully, again, like if I can compare it, like me and Boomer, he would be Ryu and I would be Ken. He uses punches, I would use kicks.
well,
Show you Hogan. Show you Hogan.
I haven't actually ever fought anyone. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but you do talk like you want to get into a fight sometimes.
Well, okay. Let me get more into depth with this. This guy named I don't want to say his real name, so let's call him Jay.
Let's just call
Let's call him Jay. Okay. Anyways, so
Wait, hold
I
on.
thought you even use Mr. MM here, like Mr. Morrison.
Oh, I hate him.
It's-
I don't like him. He's
no, I'm talking about the other one. Another one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So
I don't
Jay, he in my gym class, we would just be playing something as simple as basketball, and he just start like okay, not basketball, like but
Just a
knockout.
sport. Just a
Knockout.
sport. No,
It's me.
Alright.
No, it's not Johnny.
just type in.
No.
That's the same thing.
We would just
No.
we will just be playing
Stop it
knockout,
there.
right? And he'll just start stealing the ball from everyone. We'll try to get it back, but then he just starts picking a fight with everyone. I'm like, dude, just chill, step back, Jesus.
Yeah, isn't he the guy who's like, isn't he somewhat chubby?
Wait, who? Wait, who? What's the type in chat?
Go ahead and edit that out. Like I'll DM you. All
Alright.
Yeah.
Bro, it ain't a live stream.
Wait, which one though?
That was a live stream.
There's him in my class. There's two names of that guy in my
Here.
class.
I'm
Edit-
proud of the three
Hold on.
pictures I just made.
I'm editing this part out.
We're talking about like
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Triple
There's
neck.
two in my gym class, so I don't know.
yeah, triple chin.
Triple chin.
Oh, wait, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Okay, I just
Yeah,
realized.
All right,
Like,
now that
cut it,
Duke
cut it, cut it.
understands, and we're cutting back to this part of, yeah, he picks a fight with everyone. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah, and like today he finally worked up the courage to mock me. Like I'm surprised he hasn't done it. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to do it earlier.
I know.
To box you?
'Cause to mock me. He tried to mock me today, and like I'm surprised he hasn't tried to do it sooner. Cause like I'm usually a guy who confronts him.
No, it's either me or you. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
it's either me or you, cause like he's just all around just a guy that
Meano.
only thing only guys have, except he
He's
doesn't
entitled. He's entitled. That's all I can say. He's entitled. Like, to me, the way I see it is that he thinks that just because like he managed to get into athletics and whatnot somehow, you know how he got into athletics, that he can do whatever he wants and whatnot with no
Wait, does
consequences.
that mean
He
that
clearly,
John's in
he
athletics?
clearly has not made.
Oh boy, like oh.
have. Okay.
He's the
Like,
strongest.
like the funny part is
No. Please edit that part out. I meant boomer.
yeah, like we're gonna edit this part out, but like just really like he like I'm sorry Josh, but
I'll
like
just blank out the name.
he stays cool. He stays cool in all these situations, but I guarantee you, if he were to snap, he would be drop dead on the floor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jay would be dropping dead on the floor.
Yeah, again, just like bleep out these names.
Yeah, I'll bleep him
Just-
out. Yeah, dude.
Just like knocked out, freaking bleeding.
Because let me tell you, like,
His triple neck will be turning into a quadruple neck when he's done.
Okay, let's change the topic before it turns into a rant. Anyway,
I like this hate butt. Okay, next.
Oh my god, Duke. I think that's a little far.
all right, just edit that out. Anyway, just
Too
bleep it
many
out.
editing skills for Mr. Butter Gamer.
Anyway, so next
Oh.
question. Actually, I guess this will be the last question before the break.
Yeah.
Because like after the break, I'm actually gonna get into the discussion that I wanted to talk about. Like Josh knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
But
I am surprised. What's his name? MM has not gotten into like a fight.
okay,
Yes.
here's the thing about me and MM. Like
Yes.
sure I can be annoyed by him at times, but I don't hate him. Like to be honest, I can find him a pretty pleasurable guy at times. 'Cause I remember back in 6th grade, we would play COD sometimes, and it was honestly kind of fun.
He hit me
So,
with
like-
stick bags all year long. No joke. He hit me with percussion stick
again.
bags all
Well,
year.
He's
again,
weak,
we,
though.
we have different experiences. So again, like I can never truly hate him. Like I can dislike him and be annoyed by him at times, but I can never truly say I hate
He's
him.
mean to
There's always something in the back of my head reminding me, you know what? He does have some good in him.
Bleep that name out.
I can't be mad.
Well, like it's not only this 6th grade. It was also 7th grade. Throughout half of 7th
Yeah,
grade, I was like,
I
dude,
know.
stop.
Alright, just edit this
change.
conversation out and let's get to the next topic.
All right, so this will be the last question before we take a break and come back for a discussion. But the
Alright.
question, actually, last two questions. So the question is, okay, the question is, what music do you guys listen to? So like, what music do you
I think you guys already know what I listen to.
Yeah, you listen to Metallica.
And it's called metal. Thank you. It's called thrash metal. Thank you very much.
I listen to rock, modern rock, pop,
Bitch, I'm just
Oh.
kidding.
classical too, like shit.
Bleep that out. Bleep that out.
Country, don't come at me, but yeah.
I'm not.
Wait.
I never think that's true. To be honest, I
In
can't.
this country, which era? There's like two types now.
The type where the tractor leaves them too.
Well,
Check
alright,
your
the
reason
good
to-
country. The good country.
Yeah.
The
The
good
90s.
country, Chris Stapleton, man.
Yeah.
That's
the
kidding.
good country. Yeah.
I've never heard of him.
Me
Yeah.
personally,
Oh,
I've only heard of Brad Paisley and the guy who did that one song that I forgot.
me
that
personally, like
music's okay. Luke Bryan's bad.
Some people say I got a drinking problem 'cause I got no problem drinking at all.
anyway, like for me, the music I listen to, like it's basically complete opposite.
Instrumental.
No, it's like they're all instrumental, but still like it's either electronic dubstep, like remixes of stuff, or it's
I listened to that
orchestrated.
back in like.
Like it's
6th grade.
orchestrated in symphony.
What about?
And
what about-
wait, and well, I wasn't done though, but okay.
I'm sorry. You
It's his
continue.
turn.
Just
So okay, like besides those two, I also listen to like jazz, not like the modern jazz and whatnot. I'm talking like 1920s, 1930s level jazz.
Frank
That's boring.
Sinatra.
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
What? What?
Who's
What?
I'm
that?
snapping.
Everyone
You
Like,
trying to clap some? You trying to clap as Kaio?
no, like the jazz snapping. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, first of all, that's more like scat. Anyway, but second of all, that's not what I meant by jazz. Anyway, that's the music I listen to. Let's move on. Okay, like everyone knows his name at this point. Like, don't.
All right,
This is abuse.
I call him Dragon though.
Okay, fine, Dragon. All right, you can cut what I said out. Dragon, what music do you
Yeah.
listen to?
JK. Oh, me?
Yeah.
I normally just listen to ear rape songs.
Oh,
Fun.
I mean,
I
I
love
basically do the same as well.
So like Mo Bump.
yeah. All I listen to.
I just
Oh,
like
wow.
having the loudest song possible with the loudest thing on, so I can just ignore
Then listen
people.
to heavy metal or Metallica. You'll fit right
listen to
in.
heavy metal.
Don't try to transform. You do.
What? I'm just
Please,
saying.
if you-
If
please,
he
please.
likes loud music, then I'll just send him like what music he would like, or if
He
he would
listens
like
to
it.
stuff like say something.
Say something.
Whoa there.
Oh my God, Johnny.
Oh
Not Johnny
Whoa
Kaio.
there, young boy.
Hey.
Whoa there.
Whoa there, Shunny boy. You better calm down. You might trip us out of fire.
Whoa there. Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
Alright.
It's not
next question.
karaoke night, guys.
I wish.
This is abuse.
I wish I could say I watched all those. I listened to all those music like y'all did, but I listened to '90s music and
You listen to that freaking
You listen to
what is it?
Moana.
Hamilton. You listen to that crap.
It's
Hamilton and
good.
Moana.
It's good.
I
Okay?
don't care.
That's my opinion. Like I don't really like
me
Metallica.
tell
that
you
You're
much.
stuck in the 18th century. Move on. The
Let me tell you-
Industrial Revolution just happened.
Like, dude, move on. Like, get
There's
onto
a
the
thing
Industrial
called-
Revolution, dude.
It's good.
Trans-
Get on to the
Like, dude,
freaking.
like, Mexico.
We're
having
on
a
James
big one.
K. Polk, man. Get with the times.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Get with the times,
Okay,
old man.
Anyway, like, let me just say something. Yeah, like Duke and Josh, opinions on the internet don't matter. I'm just saying it right now. Opinions don't matter.
There's always
I mean,
gonna
look
be
what-
them haters.
Yep.
The
The
naysayers.
sooner you accept that, the better off you'll be. Anyway,
Where's the
That's how
lecture
people
coming
would
from?
accept that Mr. J. Trump is a president.
okay, so moving on with the last question before the break. This is a lightning round question: delivery or DiGiorno?
Who?
Delivery. I have to say.
Wait. Delivery or
I mean,
what?
I just got Domino's and it's like
delivery
pretty
or
good.
DiGiorno?
What's DiGiorno?
Delivery.
It's like a banana pizza you can buy and put in your oven. Like,
Delivery.
it's like pizza you make at your house.
But apparently
Oh.
it's better.
Delivery.
Yeah, delivery.
I'm too lazy to make stuff in my house. Like, jeez.
Exactly.
You know, okay, I'm
I
about to
want
blow
pizza
all
and I
the
want it
water.
cooked.
I'm about to blow you all the water and say Red Baron.
Red Baron.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of love Red Baron just for their
No,
just for the French bread pizza.
no. You see, Kyle,
Red-
my family, we have a pizza stone, but then we never use it because we're always lazy.
That's just disappointing, dude.
You see me?
Sad.
I use DoorDash, and
I use DoorDash.
I mean,
Speaking of DoorDash, today's sponsor is DoorDash.
If only,
Are
dude.
you the
If
one that
only.
got caught trying to get DoorDash to get us food at school?
If only.
Golly, if only DoorDash could sponsor us. Oh wait, is that a sponsorship? Use code BUTTER for 50% off on DoorDash.
then actually that wasn't the whole
DoorDash
essential
sponsor me,
order,
please.
so-
What? I can't.
Dude, if only.
DoorDash
DoorDash
wants to
sponsor
know
me,
your
please.
location.
Anyway, I think it's
Okay,
time that we
mister,
have
I
that
have
break.
60 subs.
DoorDash
Anyway.
sponsor.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and
Want
like.
some picture translation?
Alright, 5 minute break.
Look,
We're gonna
look,
be
look, I'm
back
just
on
speak up.
at 10.
Yes, 5-minute break makes
Yeah.
such a difference.
We're gonna take that break and we'll be right back. So we'll be seeing you guys then.
All right. The iPhone T. The iPhone that's really a TV. When are we getting back to the podcast? Oh, hey guys. Welcome back to the podcast. Let's continue.
So
yeah.
let me take it from here. We actually had a bit of a discussion, or more like just me talking, planned, and it's actually about game mechanics in certain games. I'm gonna try and make this as entertaining as possible, but so
I know, dude. Those. Oh. I gotta stop. Alright. Restart. Alright. Edit this whole part and just restart the entire thing.
I'm keeping this in.
just bleep it out.
I don't even care.
I'm bleeping.
Just bleep it out.
Yeah. Anyway, back on
Just
topic.
cuss as much
Yeah.
as you can.
I hate those freaking gays, dude. Oh my god, they ruined my game experience.
All right, simmer down.
I am anti-gay
Anyway,
now. I'm just kidding.
Just bleep all that out. Anyway, so back on topic. I want I remember we got just just basically repeat what I said last night. Me and Josh were talking, and I suddenly got talking about Pokemon, and I talked about how I have a competitive team in Pokemon, because I play a lot of competitive gaming in games like TF2 and Pokemon and whatnot. So I was talking to him, and excuse me. Ah, God, I need to take another man or something. But we were talking, and I got into the topic of my team, and I was talking hey, when it comes, I play competitive Pokemon. My team is usually I have an Aegislash, and I started talking about the moveset and the stats. Now it's based around that. Aegislash has an ability called Stance Change, which basically makes to whether it's attacking or defending, raises a certain stat. So let's say.
This is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Shut up. Anyway, so I'm talking, and it was so Aegislash is a great offensive and defensive Pokemon. If you can use the signature move King Shield, if you've taught it that, to not only block all incoming damage, but also harshly lower the attack stat of any of the opponent if they've done physical damage. This also makes it where you switch, since he has the stance change ability, to change over to a more defensive form, therefore raising defensive stats. And if you want to, go on the offensive, if you have a move like Sacred Sword or Shadow Claw, you can just switch over to that, and once again, you just your stance change ability will increase the stat of its attack, and now do a lot of damage. Seriously, that's a lot of damage. And that was me getting into stats and whatnot. Yeah, this is all in one game. Every Pokemon is like this. And that's when I realized, while not all games share this, some games and their creators decide to actually think about their competitive scene. They think about counters and other counters to those counters. And it's just a big web of different things that work better than others. But then again, it's a trade-off. Speaking of trade-offs, a better way to explain trade-offs would be TF2. Let's say you're playing the soldier. Alone, you could, if you want to maybe say, have a more consistent damage playstyle while being able to rocket jump a lot, you can switch over to the stock rocket launcher for consistent damage, gun boost to reduce blast damage to yourself, and then a melee of your choice. The trade-off is, however, you basically don't have a secondary. And now let's say you want to be able to basically one-shot almost 7 out of 9 classes. You can switch over to Rocket Jumper, Mantreads, and Markingana to make it to where you can do crits while airborne. The downside being that you don't have a primary or a secondary, and the damage you do, while it is high, it's not consistent, and is very situational. I can sum it up in one weapon, being, say, the loose cannon for the Demo Man. So instead of doing direct damage on contact, its shots are charge shots, to where you charge up the shot and it will do a little bit of damage. A standard stocks pill from a grenade launcher will do 100 damage. The loose cannon, on hit, it'll do about 50 damage, and when it explodes, it'll do about 40. But the gimmick to the loose cannon is that if you time your shots perfectly, you can pull something off called a double dunk, which does more damage than stock. So if you get good with the loose cannon, you can be doing more damage than stock. So you can basically negate the trade-off if you get good at it. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're good, you get rewarded.
I see.
And this ties, but once again, that fuse only lasts a second, and it can be easily countered by like an air blast happy pyro. These things, again, counters to counters, and just an unending web of game mechanics that are woven together so expertly that it makes the game so much more fun. And that's also why I don't like games like Minecraft's PvP, because it's actually quite simple. It's like, so you have leather, chain beats leather, iron beats chain, and diamond beats iron. Diamond's top tier. It's basically, if you don't have diamond and you're facing someone who does have diamond, you're at a very big disadvantage. In fact, you could basically call it done.
Well, I mean,
There is strafing.
I mean.
Well, again, I'm talking from like a standalone, just like PvP and whatnot.
I mean,
like standalone.
On that, you could. It also kind of depends on skills.
Yeah, like who can click the fastest? Like don't you try and like prove me wrong on this. On most like on the Together Forever versions, it's basically who can click the fastest.
No.
Nah.
Nah.
Josh clicks way. He clicks way faster than me, and I still beat him.
Yeah. Also, another.
It's just a matter of combos and strafing.
Like that's something I just want to get into. Like
it's a matter of combos and all that.
Combos again, like bows again, like you let me finish before you start jumping to things. So again, I will admit some things do have skill levels. It's just to the point where they're counters, but there's no way. But in some cases, there's no counter to the counter. Like let's say you have someone who has a bow and someone who doesn't, and the person with the bow is a master at said bow. Since the bow is knockback at range, no, Josh, you're not in this category. Since the bow not only has range but decent damage and knockback, if they wanted to, they could just keep spamming that bow while the person who only has a sword can't really do anything because they're just gonna keep getting knocked back from a distance.
Well,
I mean, there's two factors that can easily counter that. It's one shifting and two blocking.
I know. I know.
Well, you don't have a shield.
You're missing the point.
What's your point?
Yeah, the 1.9.
Let me finish. Like before you jump to conclusions. Like I know, dude. I know. Just let me finish, alright? Don't jump to conclusions yet. Jeez.
I'm just trying to prove another point. What's the point? I'm not trying to jump to conclusion. I'm just
let me finish first. Like I know, like I know the things you can do. Like you can change your positions. You can build blocks and whatever. But still, like, what are you gonna do then? Like, sure, you can like slowly place blocks, but there are gonna be moments where you're vulnerable, and that ain't gonna happen. Like when if you're trying to like slowly approach them with blocks, they're gonna be vulnerable as you're placing those blocks for brief moments.
I mean, okay, you're going to the point where you're doing 1.8 PvP and down. They kind of fixed that with the 1.9 PvP. They have added shields and all that, which I think shields were actually a good addition.
I'm talking about Together Forever, because remember, we don't have shields in that.
Well, with that, like you said, you could just place blocks, and it doesn't take that long to place blocks.
But still, you'd still be vulnerable.
Well, another thing...
And I know, I said, yeah, I know it can be viable, but you can still be vulnerable. And again, let me finish, damn it. Like, let me get to the point.
Alright.
I know that there are, like, this can be somewhat disproven. Like, I know there's some things that can, like, prove me wrong. Like, you can, again, I know some people are good at placing blocks and whatnot, but I'm talking about situations in which, like, it's just, like, vanilla PvP in the sense that it's a bow versus a sword. That's what I'm trying to get at. And again, I've explained the situation in that and where the problem lies. And if you really want me to go overboard, I could talk about the notch apple and how if you're fighting against someone who does have it and you don't, or let's say you don't have potions to counter it, you're screwed.
All right.
That's why they
With that-
that's why they nerfed the notch apple.
I know they did. I
And
know they
also,
did, but that still
the
doesn't
notch-
ignore the fact.
The notch apple is a lot harder.
Josh,
to find
just let him
nowadays.
finish. He's trying to say something. Let him finish.
Yay.
Let him finish. I would like to hear this.
I can't
Sorry.
remember. I'm burnt out now, dude. Like,
I mean, like, this also applies to any other game. It's
I
like
know,
it's
but
like
I
saying going against
I
like
was gonna
like a Rainbow.
I was gonna get into so much, and then now I'm just burnt out because, like, seriously, like,
And it's like in Rainbow Six where you're so where there's a glass out in the window, and you're probably the defender, like say Rook or Doc, or like, just any 3 armor and 1 speed ops. Like glass is like a really powerful sniper, and if you walk in his range, like especially when there's like a good glass player, which is kind of rare. Like even if there is, they can usually just like one shot you and you'll be dead.
Yeah,
It's something with Caviera and all the other ops.
still, like, I was gonna get into a whole, like, I was gonna go deep into this, but now I'm just burnt out, dude.
I can't understand that.
I mean that's what happens when you go like you like assume one thing from another game, then that just a whole bunch of people gonna go after you.
Okay,
So
I'm not trying to go
I do
after.
my research. I do my research, and again, I was trying to get to that, but
I mean
I
it's also kind of sucks too because there's like 2 versions of Minecraft.
I know,
Yeah.
like, I'm talking about primarily Together Forever.
Alright,
Like, I know
if we're talking
there's
about
the other
That's
exists.
different.
if
but
we're talking
yeah.
about the forever together, better together update stuff and stuff of that, I agree with you with that standpoint. I feel like they need to change stuff into that, like make it more balanced and all that, with the bows and all that.
Still, dude, like, I was gonna do so much, and now I'm just burnt.
Hey man, it's like it's the one thing when you're going against a game. It's like saying Overwatch is like it you know it's like
Overwatch.
it was kind of like the first day like the first day it got launched, like, oh, she's another
can go-
TF2 clone.
Okay, you just reignited my Spock. I can get into a discussion about that, and it's like game
Yeah, I
mechanics.
know.
And
I mean,
whatnot.
that's
Like,
what you-
and also this would also allow me to get into developers and whatnot. So, Overwatch. First of all, let me say it's not a TF2 clone.
And no, okay. Okay, I'm trying to say something. I'm just trying to bring up like an example, like not like a full-fledged thing. I'm just bringing up an example. Like I do know how it's not a TF2 clone because it has more heroes and more maps. I think it has more maps.
TF2 has more maps. Trust me.
TF2
yeah.
has way more maps because you
I've counted
also
it.
can
I've
download
counted it.
maps from TF2.
I've
For
counted.
Alright.
Trust me.
That I kind of forgot because I haven't played Overwatch in a while, but I do know there's a lot more heroes and a
But
lot
it's
more.
not always a good thing. Again, like, I'll let
I
you
know.
finish. I'll let you finish,
I know.
but I want to get to the point.
Yeah, but okay, so this it's just it's just what I'm trying to say is that it's an example. I know it's in a TF2 clones where like most players from from like other hero games like TF2 is what they said.
Team-based shooters, what you're looking for.
Yeah, team-based shooters, like kind of like Call of Duty Black Ops 3 when it came out. It had specialists.
Ooh,
So
I could
they're-
have a discussion about that. But I'm not.
Yeah, I think COD did it second, I believe, because I think TF2 did it first.
Just quickly, TF2 specialist classes. Let me just like put a
Bless
link.
you.
Like let me put a link in the chat. Like so, like I'll put this video in chat so you know what to go to because there's like someone who goes by the name Funk, who explains like general classes in TF2 and like just in general in games pretty well. So hang on.
I mean, why are we doing this? If you're
We
gonna
lost
explain
track of
chat,
what we're talking
Oh
about.
no, this is just the
know.
specialists and like generalist classes in team-based shooters and whatnot.
I feel
Well,
like
like-
we've just been pushed aside.
Like that's it's just that like that's only for
Mhm.
that. Oh my son of a. Okay,
well.
so-
Okay, let's
As
let's
an-
go
as
on
an-
next topic. Next topic.
You guys can
We have
Yeah.
more questions to answer.
Yeah.
I mean, we actually don't like
we don't really have any more questions to answer.
I'll
let,
just
let me finish.
yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So, just to wrap up Minecraft, because we didn't really finish that for certain reasons. I'm kind of mad at you, Josh, but
Sorry.
my point of the story is Together Forever, version, it's unbalanced and needs to be fixed if they want a more decent and I guess more balanced, like PvP style and competitive.
Yeah.
Minecraft competitive. I've seen saying those two words in the same sentence, but
I'm.
again, this is Together Forever, like I
Okay.
said earlier.
I mean,
Okay, I'm
There
not trying to diss on you and not trying to block you, but I feel like the only good thing that they kept kind of balanced is with phone users. They kind of made it. So,
I know they are balanced. I know. I can agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But
I think
I'm just
they
talking
kinda-
I'm talking overall and in general.
Yeah, I agree with you with in general the PvP style in it and how bows are kind of OP in it. I feel like they need to.
It's really more OP once you know how the bows work.
Yeah.
It's like with any other game.
Like,
It's like if you know how what.
one thing I want to say real quick, like, yes, there's it's good to reward someone for being good at something, but it's how you reward them that determines whether or not it's considered overpowered or not.
Mm-hmm. Like, with TF2, you could be really good at Pyro, but there's always going to be someone that can, I guess,
Like
counter
Sniper?
you. Yeah, like Sniper.
Sniper and Scout, and I guess Heavy, if the Heavy knows what he's doing, can easily counter a Pyro.
Is that
And the people who can counter, I think heavy is just
no matter how
Sniper.
good you are,
Sniper,
can
Spy, and if the Scout knows what he's doing, can all counter a Heavy. But then again,
Mhm.
most of the time, the Heavy's gonna win against the Scout. Just gonna say that right now.
Yeah, I know, because Scott has low health.
Yeah.
And heavy has like a lot. Especially
And
with
that
the
DP.
with the random crits. Which I think Valve should
Okay.
fix.
Yeah, let me just say real quickly, Valve, remove your random crits, because, like, when, in some games, it's okay to have things be RNG based, but in a team shooter like TF2, it makes the line between what's fair and balanced, and what is fun, very blurry. Like, it
I
makes
think
that line
crits
very
should
blurry.
happen at the last shot. You think so?
No,
It's like-
remove them completely. Like,
What?
you can keep earned crits, but like random crits, like again, I'm not gonna continue explaining this because like other people have done this before. So I'll just put a link in chat. But
which kind of brings me into another topic that has been kind of.
Sorry, guys. If you say Minecraft, I'm gonna flip my. You
No,
know what?
I'm not gonna.
No,
It
you
only
won't.
kind of correlates with Minecraft, but it's more games in general. Basically, some games they actually listen to the people that play the games, but
like
other
Fortnite,
games-
surprisingly, like I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but Fortnite does listen to its community,
yeah, they
and,
listen
like-
to its community and all that.
and Overwatch does too. Just the wrong side of it. Like, let me just say real quickly. I'm tired. Like when it comes to Overwatch, one thing I wanted to say is that what they need to do is quit trying to add all these heroes and instead just focus on balancing the ones they already have. And
Wait,
like,
who?
seriously, Overwatch and Blizzard,
Oh yeah, Overwatch.
because like seriously, like balances are not based off of like things that problems they see. It's based off who's crying the loudest. So like if like say a lot of people
You're
who make
tired of gay characters in
if a
Overwatch.
lot of
Let's
people
make.
who main Tracer decide to say, "Hey, Tracer should be stronger," despite Tracer being somewhat decent already. And they
Especially
cried loud enough, they would get their wish, and that's not okay.
Yeah, it really.
Especially with the. I think with their background story, they always change it like where.
Oh
"Ah,
yeah,
this
like,
character's
making,
not
like,
this.
and making a character gay just to appeal to the fandom, that ain't good.
It's the wrong
Like,
side, ma'am.
that's showing you're vulnerable. Now again, like it's not the fact they're gay. It's the fact you did it just to please the fandom. Like if you're being focused more on the community than your actual game,
It's
that
like
ain't
with
good.
Tracer, man. Like everyone liked Tracer because she was cool, but then you have to make her all that, and then everyone's just to delete their search history now.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm surprised no one even heard what I said.
I did.
I mean, you have, but not the end part.
the
I heard what you said.
Tracy, yeah.
And that's why I'm happy about characters like, and I know this may sound biased, but I'm trying not to be. Zenyatta, like they made a character, and they had an idea, and they made it simple, yet complex, and they haven't changed that core idea. They've kept that throughout the many updates and balances and patches. Sure, they've maybe fixed some balance changes, but they've generally kept the same idea and character. Unlike a couple, like you have, say, I guess Diva and Symmetra, like both getting, like, say, a new ultimate or abilities, or
Mercy.
even Mercy. Yes, Mercy. Mercy's a good example. Like seriously, their
Mercy's
abilities.
pretty good.
Well, their abilities and ultimates have been changed so many times. I don't even know who Mercy is anymore.
But like, there's a side that doesn't listen. There's also a side that does listen. There's a side that listens to the wrong side.
Yeah.
But like,
It's like this. The developers either don't listen, like TF2. Or they listen
I
to the
think they
wrong
stopped
side.
listening
like
because the
Overwatch.
game's really a long time, and then
Well,
I
it's like,
guess they just didn't expect.
again, let me say, they either don't listen like TF2, they listen to the wrong side, like Overwatch, or they actually listen to the community in the right side of the community, like grudgingly Fortnite. Like,
or,
I'm sorry, but Fortnite does listen to its community.
or
If
like,
a game is the
I
best.
mean, I don't really care if Fortnite listens to if they listen to the community. That's like it shows how much they're actually like dedicated.
well, there's
Yeah.
also games. Well, okay, I know you don't want to flip your lid, Duke, but
Oh
there's
my
games
god,
like
you're gonna say Minecraft.
that's what I was gonna say. Games like
Minecraft only
I-
listens to a community when it's like not PvP. They
Exactly.
don't do it when they're like
they'll
adding like
listen,
a.
yeah.
But-
I feel like they try to listen, but they don't really listen.
It's because Minecraft PvP wasn't really supposed to be like taken off this far.
Again, like, you have to keep in mind, the developer intent of Minecraft was to have it to be a sandbox game where you can build and create what you want.
And have
PvP
fun.
was had
It
it
wasn't meant
more
to
just
be
like a side thing.
offensive game.
Like, yeah, they thought it would just be cool to have PvP. Like, so you have to keep that in
Like,
mind. It's all about developer intent.
And that's why a lot of people hated 1.9 because it like their PvP skills were over. Like, man,
I mean,
I mean, like,
I don't have a problem
yeah,
with 1.9.
it's fun, but it isn't like it's fun to like be good at something, but it isn't fun when you're like complaining about something.
I feel like
I'm starting to love the 1.14 because they're adding foxes, they're adding like berries, new villages.
Yeah, they're adding to the sandbox aspect
I feel
of
like
being able to do what you want.
I feel like they could have done 1.9 a little better. I'm not trying to diss on them, but like 1.9.
Yeah, I kind of agree because because it's like a few second delay when you're like swinging a sword and not just a cool animation.
Yeah, it was.
Because like if we
Go ahead.
and
It was good intent, but it wasn't good execution.
Like, it's an idea. It's like engineer, good on paper, but in practice, not so much. And I'm talking about the
I've never
weapons.
been to engineer.
I'm talking about the weapons, not engineering, like the engineer in TF2. Although engineering would be a good idea. I think that's a good example, but like the engineers, like weapon concepts, like the gunslinger and whatnot. But well, that's the topic for another time.
That's all for the next podcast.
Yeah, cause
we're
I
gonna be
think we spent long enough on on game mechanics and developer intent and whatnot.
Let's Mayo.
Mhm.
What other games other than Roblox, of course, do you play really?
Like, why man specifically? Why Johnny too?
I'm gonna get to Johnny. I mean,
I think Mayor's asleep.
I was falling asleep. I'm not even kidding. Sorry, it was really boring. No offense.
You should.
It's only boring when you don't understand.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't paying attention at all. I didn't even try to. Just gave up after like
I
2
was too
minutes.
tired to pay attention.
Also, you may notice
Okay.
I'm using dark mode. Yay!
Is that relevant?
Finally.
It's not relevant, but I
You know what? Let me just ask the question. Mayo and Johnny, how did you two meet Josh?
John
That's the
invited
worst
me
day
to
of my
Discord
life,
server.
okay?
Okay, one at a time.
Male first.
Oh, I randomly got on Discord after not having gone on for a while. And Johnny messaged me. He was like, "You want to join this group chat on Discord?" And I was like, "Sure." And then I joined the call. And it was like the day before I was going to San Antonio. And then I just like stayed up and talked.
And I'm assuming Josh was in that group chat.
Yes.
I think this was the group chat where something happened to me.
That was
Was
MC
it?
Gang. It was MC Gang.
Yeah. The
Oh
original.
wow, you remember that? Anyway,
It's
let's
the
go
original
on.
Sadly.
MC Gang. It was the original MC Gang. I remember that.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
so
we
in
should
love
bring
with
back
you.
memories. Yeah, I don't think we should bring back the memories, please.
I mean, they were all bad. It was.
Not all
Oh
of
yes,
them.
they were. Oh
I
yes, they
think
were.
we should stop naming the group chat MC Gang because I feel like it's a curse.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move
It
on
follows
to
us.
Just
Johnny.
call it the ape cage.
Yeah, like you
Okay, look, okay, it was the worst day of my life. Okay.
It's the worst day of my life.
Oh, you too?
Speaking of my life,
No, we're not talking about that yet. Let's let Johnny finish. So, how'd you meet him?
So, you know Sam? His aunt?
oh yeah, I remember this. Alright, go ahead.
So I befriended Sam at the first week of school, okay? And it was winter break now, okay? And she was texted me on Discord, hey, you wanna join this random group call? And I'm like, oh well, okay. And then I meet
What a
Josh
mistake
there,
that
and I'm
was.
like, okay.
What a
And I
mistake.
befriend him, and then a couple of weeks later, he's just like, go do work, do this for me.
Yeah, what a mistake that was, huh? Anyway,
I'm not that dictatorship.
Speaking of my life,
Speaking of my
today
life.
might
Oh, I was a
It
mistake,
might be
guys.
the day we actually talk about this roleplay. You guys think we should?
Yeah.
no, not
No.
yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Alright, well, you guys are gonna be waiting on a cliffhanger,
It's
kind of.
it's gonna be a great series. I think. I think.
Hopefully it'll be great. It's gonna come out this summer. We're not gonna reveal the name at all. No, there's no
Around
date.
late May.
I can name my character. You guys want to know my character?
Yeah, go ahead and just name drop your characters right now.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh wait,
Butter
I
is
can name drop all
Butter
the
gets
skins.
laid. What?
No. Stop.
Ew.
Okay.
That's not what that thing is about.
Not
Okay, you know
I
appropriate.
know
what?
to-
it's not. It's not. Well, it's like it's pretty cool. It's a good concept actually.
Johnny,
There's like a
But
full-fledged
if
building
you
to
Here we
take
go.
screenshots of certain
Johnny
chats,
stars Adam. Butter stars himself.
Shit.
Duke, you actually have not been chosen for a voice role.
I decided not to. I just help with
Yeah.
editing.
Yeah, and then Mayo's Carly, and then I am Afton.
Ash, what?
Afton reminds me of a duck.
What?
I don't know.
Quack.
I still kind of like the
Side.
No, not Adam. It's Sebastian.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, wait. It's not Adam. It's Sebastian.
Yeah.
Is his name Sebastian?
Yes.
His name's Sebastian.
Like
Yes.
Afton?
Adam. We changed
What?
it to Sebastian because there's too many A names in it.
Alright.
I
liked
I did kind of make a
Afton.
joke about
No,
like
we
this.
still
Guys,
have
it's the
Afton.
triple A's.
I'm talking about Adam.
It's the-
Oh.
yeah.
My laptop's gonna die. No.
Well, since Male's laptop's gonna die, I feel like we should end the
No, I'm
podcast
still
here.
here. It's called plugging in your laptop.
Are you legit dumb? There's a reason why many podcasts just have like just a still image and not the entire group chat itself, or just edit the part out where like the entire video is just the call.
I can probably do that.
I mean, that's what
Are
most
you
podcasts
fan
do.
at
It's already just
Mayo?
like an image. That's why most podcasts aren't just like an actual call.
Most
They're
podcasts
just
are.
images.
I mean, not a call, but like, never mind. That's stupid. Not like where you can see what the recording looks like. Usually, when it's a podcast,
Mostly face
you can
cams
have
and
your
stuff.
face, but
The podcasts I've seen, it's like with face cams.
That you
Camera set
seen.
up.
I don't watch podcasts, so
you watch it. It's a you listen to it.
You listen to podcasts.
I don't care.
But
The closest I've been
the
is
podcast.
when I.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Go. Go.
Kyle, what you say on this?
What'd you say on podcast?
It's about my same opinion on bagels. I don't really care.
Oh my god. How did I know that was
Okay.
gonna come?
To be honest, the first podcast you guys did wasn't really a podcast.
Yeah.
It was just us messing around. Actually, I just realized it's been a video, like a podcast, and I still haven't done this.
No.
Oh no.
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 Well, since it's gonna be
I just have a good idea.
the first,
Like for my drawing.
I think this podcast will become PG-13
From now on.
because of me. I think for each podcast, we should have at least one bad word we can use.
No.
Crappity crap
Cut
crap.
this out. Cut this out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cut this out. Okay. How about this? We just have the word crap. PG-13
Yes.
level crap or
I
heck.
still say damn, so you know.
Yeah,
Hecka.
damn heck or
Hecking.
crap.
Heck.
Hecking.
Damn.
This
Say
crap.
hecking.
I freaking hate this crap.
Oy vey, dude.
I hecking hate this crap.
I freaking hate this crap, dude. It makes me wanna. This is pissing me off.
Back on
This
top.
is a little
Back
heckler.
on topic.
So we actually do have one last question for the night. Actually, no, we have.
Hit or
two.
miss.
We have.
Mia Khalifa.
We have two.
No.
No.
We have two. We have two
Smash
questions. We have two last questions for this, and then I guess we can call it a night then.
Yeah.
What are your stance on the political views? Who are you going for
We'll save that for next time. But so,
Okay.
next time?
so our first question is: do any of you guys play instruments, and if so, what do you play?
Yes,
The
yes.
guitar.
So we'll do like left to right. We'll do left to right. So Johnny.
Piano, guitar, violin. What else lessons did I take? Oh yeah, drums and flute.
Nice.
Kyle,
Mr. Josh. Yeah.
you're next. On my screen.
No, we'll do it left to right.
That's what on my screen looks like.
Oh damn it. Okay. So yeah, I play cello mainly. Like, it's like the only. I used to play a lot of recorder, but then I stopped, and I barely know how to play it now. I do sometimes play a little bit of piano, but like I'm maybe the worst here when it comes to that. But I primarily play cello.
All right, Duke.
The guitar. I'm starting to learn it now, but I can play the ocarina a little bit.
Ocarina of Time.
Once I break this cast,
All right.
Ocarina of Time.
All right, man.
I can play Epona song.
Oh.
Okay, may I go?
I play ukulele, acoustic guitar, and
What is
electric guitar. Shut up.
You plays acoustic. What is this? Country music?
Yes.
Oh,
I basically plays any percussion, meaning like xylophone, piano.
it's because you're in band.
But like, I know how to play it. It's still.
You bang the drums. No, I'm
Alright.
just kidding.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds.
Kaio over here plays freaking cello. And
And
that's about it.
and I mean that's that.
At least
At
I
least
have
it involves
variety.
strings. You bang. Oh, dang it!
Done.
I can't go one day without making something PG-13.
You can't even go 1 hour.
I
So, like,
could probably
Let me
not.
clarify. So yeah, it's true that you do a variety, but let's face it, most of them has to do with rhythm and timing. I can pull some exceptions, like maybe say, like the xylophone mainly. But let's face like the drums. I'm sorry, dude. The drums and
What
like
about the big timpanis?
cymbals, they mainly take timing, rhythm, and I guess hitting it in a certain place. That's
But, like,
about it.
What about the big timpanis? You know what I'm talking about? The big.
Yeah. I do know what you're talking about, but still, like for you, it's mainly just keeping the beat in your head and following the rhythm.
Especially when this applies to metal music. I mean, like, yeah, it's kind of simple to do with metal music, especially with Metallica and Lars's crappy. No, I'm just kidding. It's not crappy, but yeah,
It's not always things like
it's
drum
rhythm.
set. With strings like things like
Why do you
drum
think
set,
there's like there's okay? Why do you think there's just not okay? It's like a 1% like none of drum solos.
I think we're taking this too far.
like okay, here's the thing about like with drum sets, right? You have to multitask with that.
I think we're taking this too far.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? It's a podcast. Nothing's taken too far.
I know, but still, like this is just a question answering like what instruments do we play instruments and what do we play, not which instruments are better or not.
I'm not saying which ones are better. I'm not saying that
I know,
drum
but-
sets are better or anything is better.
I know, but you have to admit that is
You're
what it feels
becoming
like.
defensive, Butter Gamer.
Okay, you know what? Okay, let's go to the next question.
Alright, this will be the last question of the night before
Smash or pass?
Khalifa. I'm kidding. Anyway,
Pass.
this is,
Pass.
this is the last
Jennifer
question.
Lawrence.
This is the last question. It's a very simple one. What movies do you guys just like? What movies are your favorite? And be like a top 5 or whatever.
Does it have to be movies?
It can be TV shows.
Okay.
Probably like the late 2000s to mid 2000s
Late
Disney
2000s?
movies.
I mean, I would know
Yeah,
like,
like,
in general. in
Like
general.
Ratatouille, Meet the Robinsons.
Oh,
I would say in general.
Oh,
So like
Well,
we'll want to go left to right. So Johnny.
Johnny.
Why am I first?
I don't know.
Mine.
Just pick your. What's your favorite movie?
Favorite? You guys caught me by surprise. I don't really have a favorite. I legit watched one movie, and then next week I forgot what mostly is about.
Okay then.
Okay, moving on to Kaio.
That's what happens every single
So
day.
let me tell you. So I'll give you a quick top 5. Number 5, Star Wars Episode 2: Attack of the Clones.
Sucks.
Shut up! I liked it. All right, the
Shut up.
Jedi, the Jedi Gladiator fight is by far my favorite season of the series.
That's pretty good.
The only.
Shut up.
Dude, shut
Anyway, so there's that. Then we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
I've
Captain
never
Marvel.
seen it, so.
Captain Marvel, which I saw
pretty
today.
good. It was pretty
Captain Marvel I
good.
saw today. It's really good. Wally, and then ending.
Aw, Wally, it's
I
I
adorable.
forgot what Wally was.
It's a good love story, honestly.
Yeah, it was.
And then ending it off with Black Panther.
Better than Twilight.
Death. Death reigns upon Duke. Alright, I guess it's Duke's turn.
He's dying.
I guess we're skipping Duke and going to. No, okay. Duke go.
Yeah, Wally's number 5. No, it's number 3. And it's Ratatouille and Meet the Robinsons.
Okay.
Alright, that was simple. Mayo.
Better than Black Panther.
Okay then. Like, that's your opinion.
Overrated. I'm just kidding.
Man, listen.
Honestly, though, it's like a
I'm
8 out of
going-
10.
3 TV shows and 1 movie. So like Matilda, The Office, Parks and Rec, and A-Team.
Oh, like The Office.
Yes.
It's kind of sad when it ended.
Yeah.
Especially
When,
with the kissing. was crazy.
And
La la
they're
la
playing
la
with
la
the
la. I haven't
car.
got to that part yet. La 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 la
Wait,
la 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 la.
Wait,
Spoilers.
who was the one that kissed again? It was like Dave or something.
La 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 la.
Man,
What?
who was it?
La 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 la. I
Just
have
real, dude.
Who were the two that kissed?
What? I can't hear you.
Who were the ones that kissed?
I can't hear you over the raging fans.
yeah, I can't hear you over the radio.
I can't hear you over my ego, Josh.
What's his name again?
That sounds like
Anyways,
Josh.
moving on from that, any spoilers, including me?
Pete?
To
Was it
nothing.
Pete?
I
To
haven't
nothing,
even got to
because
the
that
end.
was the last question. That
Well,
was the last
No,
question.
please watch it faster.
I-
Jesus, Josh.
Oh,
oh my
oh
God.
yeah.
Again,
Josh
You
just
can't exactly, you can't
I
exactly
knew
move on
that.
from this.
First of all, second of all, I'm just gonna bleep that whole thing out. You're welcome, audience.
Just
We-
put a
uh,
spoiler warning and just put a timestamp.
Guys,
So let me just like briefly say, we can't exactly jump to any more questions because we're out.
the white Pete's married to
We got through it
Angela.
all.
Also, I didn't answer. That's why I said moving on.
We'll answer the question, then we'll be done with it.
Yeah. Okay. So
The
our
time
top
Hamilton saved America.
top 5 would be 5 Wall-E, 100% Wall-E. 4 would be Cars. 3 Toy Story. 2 it would be what's it called? What's that one movie called?
Twilight.
You know, one of my favorite movies. I can't remember its name.
Twilight.
That's smart. Oh wait,
Power Rangers?
the newer Power Rangers. The newer Power Rangers. I'm sorry. Don't judge
That's
me.
so bad.
It
That's
is.
so bad. That movie sucked. That movie sucked.
It brought back a lot of memories. Power Rangers was my childhood,
Hashtag nostalgia.
and my favorite movie out of all is Don't judge me again, like I said, but it was like
Cars
when
2.
all of the Red Rangers from Lion, no, not Lion, Fury. Sorry.
Fanboy alert. Fanboy alert.
It's when all the Red Power Rangers came together for one movie. It was just great. I'm sorry, I'm fanboying right now.
Fanboy. Here he comes, the
It wasn't
fanboy.
really like a movie. It was like an hour special. But
Alright,
it was
okay,
great.
I got one question. Who will you be voting for in the 2020 elections? I'm just kidding.
Oh Lord.
Don't
Okay,
know
okay,
Donald
okay.
Trump.
Trump. Not Trump again, telling you that.
From 2020. No, I'm
I
kidding.
don't know.
What's your
Actually,
favorite music? Like your top 5 favorite music of all time?
So,
I'll
are we
start with
really doing this?
are we really doing
Alright,
this? I feel like
Yes.
the
Like, I feel
podcast
like
has gone for like 1 hour and 22 minutes.
Alright, okay, this will be the last question.
Yeah, this will be
Favorite
the last
music.
of the last
Like-
questions.
This will be okay with this. Like, okay, I'm not saying like favorite music. Like, oh no, I got too many listening. The song that you love, like, basically the song from Spotify that every time you press shuffle, you hope it pops up.
I know. Okay, yeah.
Okay, I started. I'm gonna start it. We'll start with Butter this time. Then we're going to Johnny.
Okay, fine. Hakuna Matata. It's a good song.
Oh, Hakuna Matata. All right.
I mean, honestly, it's a good
Just
song.
give your favorite. Just give your favorite song. Like, don't do like a list. Just do your favorite.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna have
hard.
to be Hakuna Matata because it's a great song. Lion King was a great movie.
All right, we're gonna go with Mayo.
No.
Yeah.
I have too
The
many.
song
Okay.
that you wish would
I'll
pop
take
up
over.
when you
I'll
press
take over.
shuffle on
Give me two.
Spotify.
I'll
I
take
have
over.
10 of those. Okay, you know what?
Name
I'm
one of
gonna just
those.
pick randomly. Tongue tied.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Listen to it.
Uh-oh.
What's it called?
I feel like Duke would like it. Tongue tied.
What's it called? Tongue tied. Okay.
Bye.
Kyle, what's yours?
All right. So take this with a grain of salt. I kid you not. My favorite song of all time is
Pirate's
It-
theme song.
no. It's like, yes, I must say it is a good song, although it is not my favorite. But it is actually "Into the Light" from Splatoon 2, the Octo expansion.
Oh.
And with the context being, Like to me, Splatoon 2, it's like Splatoon in general represents like a game I did not even care for in the beginning, but like the second I played it, I suddenly just like fell in love with it. I fell in love with the community because for once, like I barely see the bad side. Like I find
Hashtag Splatoon Pop.
like shut up. Like I find like whenever I go onto the lobby, I just see it like people who actually you can see that people care about others in the community. They care about the game. They don't just like they're not toxic, and it's really refreshing. And
Yes, you Cisco.
yeah,
But
on top of that, just like also like it's just a really fun game, but like it gave me characters in story mode. Surprisingly, it gave me characters I didn't know I'd care for and like I'd like and adore.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the music, it gave me a soundtrack I didn't even know I loved until I played the damn game. Like Spell Attack, Counter Incantation, Firefly, Tidal Rush, and then of course Into the Light. Like to me, Into the Light signifies everything about Splatoon that makes me love it. And
furry.
Alright,
And
we're gonna okay, after Johnny,
Sorry.
it's gonna be me. Okay, so Johnny, go ahead. What's your favorite music? Oh, and you left. I mean, yeah. So my favorite music.
okay.
Oh,
I know you guys already know what it is, but it's probably it's like okay. I just realized there's two songs that I love. Probably, Search and Destroy.
Encounter.
No, yeah, it's Search and Destroy. It's like okay. So the intro is like really good. It's called Search and Destroy from the Kill 'Em All album from Metallica.
Nice.
Yes,
Oh, no.
it's okay. I'm not kidding. It is a really good intro.
I'm gonna
You should
have to look
really
into
listen to it.
I'm gonna have to look into that. Well,
And Johnny, what's your favorite music?
yeah,
What's your
Dragon.
music?
Dragon, what's your
Your
favorite
favorite song. Your favorite song.
song? Name one. Silence.
Johnny.
Moonlight from XXXTentacion.
All right, he likes C-series. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this.
Anyways, if you guys enjoy the podcast,
Wait, he's back.
hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell
Only
notification.
you, the announcer.
Oh, since when since when did you run this
Okay,
channel?
everyone shut up. Everyone shut up. Everyone shut up. Johnny, the question was, like, can you real quickly just answer the question before we end out the video?
What?
Your favorite song.
What was the question? I fell asleep.
Your
What's your favorite song?
Oh, I don't have a favorite.
Alright, there you have it.
All right, there you have it, guys. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video.
Like how I
That's
hate
so-
both my older brothers.
Look, what Josh is trying to say is that we appreciate you coming down and listening to us talking this, like just watching this cage of apes play around.
This
Look,
is actually
It's
really
called
fun to record.
the 4 Oars. It's called the 5 Oars.
This has been Butter Gaming and with Duke Schnauzer, Dragon God Mayo, and Kaio Shinran. And we'll be seeing you guys in the future. See you guys later.
Bye from Buddy Hammer.
Oh yeah, and remember to eat your vegetables.